Good morning, Mila Smalley. I hope you check in today. Here's the feed for the chicks and Henrietta and Flash if he wants to join. Mealy worms and cooked pumpkin. I'm going to put a piece of bread on there too when I open the coop. Today's November 11th. It's about 10 to 8. Let me see what the thermometer says for the temperature. Man, I can't see the Fahrenheit. This thing's still cloudy. Okay, it's about 7 degrees Fahrenheit, or Celsius, I mean, and 40, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Seems pretty warm though. I'm just wearing a light jacket. Here in Hudson, Michigan, that's in Lenawee County, that's lower Michigan, for any of you who are wondering. And now I'm going to let the chickies out. They are ready. They're chirping. There she is. Oh, there she is. The drama. They're ready to get out. The bread. I'm not going to buzz market any bread brand because these are mass-produced breads. They're doing fine. They don't need my marketing. See her? She's like, I gotta spread my wings. See the mess they make? I put out a nice little dish for them and they just knock it over. So Molly is the lighter one. Dolly is the darker one, I guess. We didn't get any other suggestions in them. That sounds good to me. So hopefully, okay. You might wonder what I'm doing with these. I plan on keeping them as long as they get along because Henrietta's the only hen right now. And hens, from what I see in nature, they like to be in a flock. And not the roosters, the hens. They like to be in a flock. And she might be lonely. But she might not get along with these. And that happens a lot. I think it happens more often than not that they just don't get along with their offspring. Not in close quarters like this. Like this is this really small coop. I mean, at one time I had the chickens in the shed. Shed's a lot bigger. It's like 8 by 10 or something. Maybe probably bigger than, a little bigger than that. And they could go to their own corners and they were fine. I rarely ever had serious fighting. But when you get them in a place this small, there's going to be a lot of bickering. And she bickers with the rooster bickers with her sometimes. But nothing to the point. When it gets to the point where it's going to be dangerous, which it's hard not to when it's places that small, then I just get rid of. I'll keep Henrietta and get rid of Molly and Dolly. I'd probably take them to the auction. So we'll see how that works. Hopefully they'll get along because it would be nice for her to have friends if she wants them. But if she doesn't, that's fine too. Now I put a new battery in here and I want to tell people, it's not related to chickens, but I had one battery. This is a Canon PowerShot SX410 IS. I had one battery, the factory battery, Canon. And because I started doing, well, for other reasons too, but especially because I started doing podcasts, I wanted to have an extra battery. I think I already had one, but I wanted another one as a backup, something like that. Anyways, I don't remember. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't have an extra battery. But anyway, so we started doing the podcast, so I wanted to have an extra battery and an extra battery. And so we looked at the batteries, my partner and I, and we decided to get the off-brand. I don't remember the brand name of it. It was probably something off Amazon maybe. Maybe it was off eBay. But it was the cheap aftermarket brand. And we got, on one of the batteries, I didn't test both of them, but on one of the batteries, we only got 12 minutes worth of filming before it blinked that it was low battery. So at least with that brand of battery, you get what you pay for. So what I'm going to do, it defeats the purpose, because like Mila knows this because she watched one of my videos, at least one of them. The podcasts are, they're here on YouTube, same channel. They're 30 minutes long. And we intentionally make them 30 minutes because it's long enough to get our viewpoints out, but not too long to where people aren't going to watch it, or they're only going to watch half of it. We want them to get the full content. And 12 minutes, not long enough. And I even tried to do the thing. I used to be able to do it. Maybe YouTube changed the way it does things, or I'm doing it wrong now, but I cannot splice the two videos together. So like if I take the video 12 minutes with one, put the other battery in, do another 12 minutes, just with simple YouTube, I can't splice them together. I'd probably have to buy some program. I don't want to get all into that. Too complicated. I'm not that invested into the podcasts. I just want it to be simple and done. Not making any money off of it. These are not monetized, people. These are not monetized. And so I'm going to look on eBay, invest in, or Bonanza, get a brand name Canon battery. Get 2 more of them and have them as my backups. And then the other 2 off-brands will be my backups. So, just a little free information. I'm sure not all off-brands are the same. I'm sure there are some quality off-brands. But I would recommend I think it was $12 per battery for the off-brand. So that might have been $24 for the 2, or maybe I got the 2 for $12. I doubt that, but maybe. But that $12 could have gone towards a decent battery. I could have maybe bought 1 decent battery for the price of 2 of these cheap batteries, and got better quality and length with the 1 battery than the 2 together. So I would recommend looking at ratings before buying an off-brand battery for your camera. See if you're just throwing money out the window. Because even though it's inexpensive, you're not going to get any quality out of it. You're not going to get any videos, few pictures. You're going to be on vacation, your battery's going to be running out everywhere you go. So, that's a little insight. Now, I did give them bread. The bread went all the way over there. She kicked it all the way, threw it all the way over there. You hear that? That's a squirrel. I am going to be having a show. I would like to say this. I'm going to buzz market myself. I will be having my voodoo dolls and catnip toys at the Sand Creek Craft Show on November 23rd. That's in Sand Creek, Michigan. The cost to enter to shop is $3. There are, oh gosh, I don't know how many vendors. I think last year there was like 180 vendors. It's a big show. That's why you have to pay to get in. This is the 45th year of running, maybe? And it's always at the school, and the money, the cost, the vendor costs, whatever, go to the school. It's a big show. A ton of people come. what do you call it? It's a juried show, which means they go and they make sure that they don't have too many of one items. They don't have too many people doing baked goods. They don't have too many people doing crochet. They don't have too many people doing soaps. And they make sure that your table setting is good. But when you set up, you have to set up the night before. Have to. And you're supposed to have your table covered, the front part of the table covered with a white tablecloth or sheet, whatever, plain sheet. And your table's supposed to be creatively, not junkily set up. And after you set up the night before, once it closes, they'll have people go around, look at all the tables, and they'll make sure everything is copacetic. If it's not, I don't know what you're going to do. Because if they put a tag on there, I don't know what, it's like a 45-minute drive to my house. I'm not going to drive 45 minutes back to get something. I don't know what they do. Anyways, last time, this will be my second year. Last time I had no problems. I set up. I was worried about it. I'm thinking, my God, what if they don't agree with something? And I just don't have the resources to fix it at the time. But everything was copacetic. So I guess they're not that bad. But last year, as far as I could tell, I was the only voodoo doll vendor. I think they did have a couple other people who had, well, I know they had one other person at Cat Toys. They might have had a couple other people. Hardly anybody. But the other people's cat toys were machine sewn, and they were all exactly the same thing. They were all exactly the same design. They didn't have any differentiation between it. And if you've seen my cat toys, you can see how unique you know how unique they are. They are one of a kind, literally one of a kind. So if you want to come see me, that's November 23rd. I'll be in room 107. That's at the very end. The very end. You have to go through the whole thing. You got to squish yourself through that hallway, which is, oh my gosh. But, ooh, a little bickering there. Oh yeah, I'll be there at 107. I think the time is like 10 to 4. So I hope to see you there, and thank you for watching. And Mila, thank you for your comments and your patronage. And I hope you're living your best life right now. Goodbye.